something of that sense where it's a movie clip to it. At least see it. It's a heavy subject.
So let's lighten it up a little
Let's
bit.
lighten it up. Just
2 weeks into the Titan Training 4, and I'm loving it. Let's go.
2 weeks into Titan Training 4. Man, Titan Training 4 really did something. I mean,
For the people.
yeah, I think I got Billy Gunn. If you guys know who that guy is, just a legend of a human, but a monster, and he loves that Titan Challenge 4. That being said, I am in week 4 of power bodybuilding, so that is going great. And I'm also doing power bodybuilding, but cutting up on it, which is a very different approach. And I don't tell you guys to do it that way because power bodybuilding really drains that nervous system.
Mhm.
So, but if you guys want something like that or something similar to that, Strength Gains is also an absolute savage to make you, just living it. So we got a couple minutes here. I want to just jump on with you,
Quickie.
crazy cats, and tell you that Titan check-ins will be next week. Or no, you know what I'll do is I'll put a Titan check-in up tomorrow, and then or today, one of the two, and then you guys will have till Sunday to do your check-ins. How about that? And then on Monday I can do the question and answer for you guys and answer your questions for you. Okay.
What about the scene in The Godfather when he's playing with a little kid and then he dies? His heart attack.
I like that idea because I'm not sure how old he was supposed to be, but that's pretty gunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually really. Either way, it's something. Yeah. All right. So for you Titan crew members, remember I'll put up the information today, and then you guys get your check-ins in, and just do the very best you can on those check-ins, letting me know all the information you possibly can, answering those questions so we make sure you're on point. Okay. And also, Jeff, just a side note is you cut it together. I'm going to send it to them and say, hey, this is kind of our approach because it is a heavy subject, trying to make it a little bit more.
Yeah, light.
Yeah. And I don't mind going down that. And if he's like, and then also, I mean, truth of the subject is we could find something.
Just like something stupid too. Like maybe it's too much, but it just looks ridiculous.
Is that the guy?
That's Bean.
Yeah.
Bean.
Didn't he just pass away?
Right?
Mr. Bean just passed, didn't he? I think he did.
I know he did.
No. I know, but like a month ago. How lame is that? He couldn't have. How old was he? I mean, he always looked old.
He's chilling.
He's good.
Yeah, he's chilling.
Good. Ooh. Thought I said. Then I saw some kind of fake news. Then.
But yeah, I see it right here.
Oh, they tried to say he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Focus down.
Hey, Serge, do you mind throwing me one of the Titan cups? Thanks, my man. I appreciate that.
Hello. Try to put size on my arms. Any advice, please?
Yeah. Is that here? Good. Okay, so to put size on the arms, my recommendation is make sure, obviously you're in a surplus of calories, you're taking in the right amount of protein for what you need to do, and then you're resting enough between workouts for your arms, and then you're also setting up the other workouts like chest, shoulders, back in a way that you're not overtraining your arms during those days, and then you're doing enough sets and reps on your arm days to make sure that they grow depending also on your age. Thanks, Serge, man. I appreciate that. Guys, we have a legend in the studio today. And then what you do is then you're going to work out those arms and stay with the basics, stay with that straight bar curl, close grip, good old push downs, tricep extension, tighten press, dumbbell curls, alternating. Keep that range also, just depending again on your age. If you're older, 8 to 10. If you're younger, 5 to 8. And the reason why is because you're going to get more load from that 5 to 8 than you will. But I know when you get older, people tend to want to go a little lighter. So at least get the volume in there in that sense. And that's it.
I know you've said it a million times, but right now.
My thoughts on volume?
No, people wanting to go lighter as they get older. Do you think that's a mental thing, or is it a physical thing that turns into a mental thing?
I think it is a society thing.
Yeah.
I think it is so repetitive in the world that when, hey, you're older, stop, go lighter. And so that's one aspect of it, because the studies show the complete opposite. So if you guys just dig deep into the web and do the studies and you find these people like the 100-year-old lady deadlifting 200 pounds, 100, and she's a woman deadlifting 200 pounds. Now, I'm just saying that's amazing. And the body is actually amazing if done correctly. And the reason why I say that is there's other people. The Masters Nationals that trains with Duffin, his bone density doubled. And he didn't start lifting until he was 54. And so the studies show that actually lifting some compound movements with heavy weight actually helps you stay alive longer, more functional, and it just keeps that density of the muscle and the bone density on you, which, if you didn't know, extends your life. The more muscle you have, the longer you live. When you deteriorate away, you deteriorate away. And I can't even say deteriorate. So yeah, that's my thought, guys. And I will say this. I know there's so much noise and it's easy to fall into, well, these 10 people said go light, where only one individual said stay heavy. Look at the studies and then look at the individuals that are really truly living those later years. And if you can't, let me give you a way to break down your textbook here. If someone and they're at a stage where you can see their entire career, if there is recommendations on what to do when you're 20 and 30, but he recommends that to everybody, but he could not maintain that in his 40s and 50s, then I would say then you reevaluate that. But if you could look at people like Duffin, so bright when it comes to this stuff, Chris Duffin, Matt Wenning, Stan Efferden, Ed Cohen, it's just, there's a plethora of guys that have really established how to move through these exercises, the weights to use, and the volume to do.
Yeah, but they're not 20.
The reason they're not 20 and they're still 50 and 60 and so on, 70, the reason why they're still doing it is because they did it right for what their bodies function. Now, that's not everybody, but I would say that's the majority. As long as your mind is strong, comes down to that. Is it 44? Okay, so we got time.
44, we got a couple.
I like that question, though. Thanks, Jeff Ruby, for bringing a little something to the table. If you guys are at home and really want to know about some of this stuff, feel free to ask. Let me see. Also, keep in mind, I got a youngster here that is the elite trainer at Gold's Gym Venice. Yes, that gym, Gold's Gym Venice, the Mecca. I have the number one trainer there sitting across from me. And trust me, when I say most of the stuff I say on this show, he gives me a cross-eyed look every single time. So there was different opinions here. So if you feel like asking Jeffrey over here, Big Red, aka Larry Scott, feel free to ask that. Or if you want to talk to the Surgeonator, I just request that when it's someone asking Surge, make sure you're a male. I want no females talking to this guy.
Good questions too, like something not like this. Mike, what is the most unusual request you ever received from a fan? We know what that is, guys.
To buy my underwear.
To buy your underwear.
So when I got the check for $500,
Yeah, but you blow it up.
that would be probably that'd be it.
Mike, I've been losing weight since the beginning of this year. I started at 250 pounds, now lean at 185, more toned up. But I've been having trouble getting the bottom set of the abs. Any tips?
Yeah, I would go back to your journal, right? Go back to your journal and look at your calorie intake that you had when you first started and started moving in the right direction. Okay. So now we got this number, whatever that number was, you got that written down, you know where you were. And then look at your training method and how fast you were training at that time or slow, and how much cardio you were doing at that time. So I'm imagining you were very minute with a high calorie intake. And so it was easy for you to start losing. I don't want to say easy. You know what I mean, though? It was your body was willing to work with you. And so when you started dropping that weight, you moderately ahead of your body plateauing, because you did great. 65-pound drop. I'm proud of you. During that time, you kept going, okay, I was doing this much cardio. I need to go a little bit more so my body doesn't adapt to it. And I trigger it to continue to work with me. And then you were cutting the calories at the same time. And then I would just, at this point, now that you've been doing it, and you started when?
It's been about a year.
If you want to keep pushing it, which let me just clear this up. I would not, at no point, I would diet for a year. But that being said, if you want to keep pushing it, all you're going to have to do is bring up the cardio a little bit, take the calories down a little bit more, and bring up the intensity of your training. So maybe you've been training at 70%, which is a good amount of a good level of training. Maybe go for 85% for a good 3 weeks. Get another 5-10 pounds off you. All right. I will finish that up with a second question answer. Why do I not recommend somebody to diet for a year? And the main reason why is this guy lost 65 pounds. Now you can lose 65 pounds in 12 weeks if done correctly. Your body's going to release that fat in a natural state in a quick way. And you guys, everybody here knows about the 30-day blitz and how fast your body changes and works with you to where it's not a medical issue where people go, oh, you're losing too fat. Your body wants to release that fat. If done correctly and you're feeding it in the right way, your body will work with you. Now, that being said, 30 days for those people that are impatient, 12 weeks for those people that have some patience. Going beyond that, you're basically now just breaking the body down in a way where you're hurting other things besides getting rid of fat. And that's why I would rather you guys not do that. And that's one of those main things is people talk about true health is being in a surplus of calories, feeding the body and recovering, to where when you're always in a deficit, you're just destroying your body over and over and over in repetition of damage to the body with not letting it recover. And remember, just for anybody here, there's a period of time that you can traumatize your body to where you want to get in the greatest shape of your life. Cool. But the consensus, I guess you would say, the world of people that know, it's usually about 12 weeks is a good range to get there. Then take time to just stay at that weight, let the body heal, get your calories back to where it's a good amount of calories, and then get back to the diet. All right. All right. One more question for this man. We'll stay live through this whole thing over here from my TikTok fans and my Instagrammers. Jeffrey's going to be focusing on the podcast and making sure we're good. What I'll do is I'll switch this camera around so Jeff can look at questions here every once in a while. And out of the three here, only one guy's got good eyesight, and that would be, again, the Latin lover. Serge, you good?
Amazing.
So what we'll do is we'll do a little flip around for you guys so you guys can ask questions, and this guy can answer those questions for you. I'll let you have that one. And then, Jeff, you can turn that whenever you want to turn that. What's your final question here?
Not this 10 really.
Is it a rep range thing?
What do you think about the 10 rep technique for arm training? It's heavier weight that makes it impossible to do more than 10 reps.
Well, it's not heavier weight to do only 10 reps. Just so you understand, can you put that up here? The way this is stated, please don't anybody here believe how this is stated. Okay, so it is stated that it's 10 reps and it's such a heavy weight that you can't go more than 10 reps. That's every exercise. That's every rep range. So if you choose a weight where you're saying, I want to do 1 rep, I want to do 5 reps, I want to do 10 reps, you're picking a weight to make sure that you get to that point, but it's a struggle. Okay, it's a struggle. Maybe you don't get 10, you get 8. But the one thing that you don't ever do is the concept of going, I'm going to do 12 reps. I'm going to do it to where I could have done 20, but I'll just do 12. Okay. And that's the only thing. Sorry if I'm picking that up right here. Maybe you didn't mean that too, but just a side note. The rep range is of weight. It's the heaviest weight you can do for the rep range you're doing. That's weightlifting. And again, weightlifting is for true longevity and those secondary things. It's not just always about the creating of the muscle. And that's why I say it's such a short-lived thing. Muscle can come and go depending on your eating habits. But the strength, this guy over here, again, I'm going back to Serge a lot today, but there's something that he can walk in and deadlift 500 pounds without warming up. That strength is there. That strength is always there. And it's because he power lifted in a point where he actually did the programs to keep that nervous system and that strength at a high level. And so strength should maintain pretty close. You know, obviously you can go up a little bit or down a little bit depending on your calorie intake and how often you're going up to those kind of weights. But still, that stuff's going to stay with you and going to help retain some of that muscle. But again, muscle itself, you got to feed it to keep it. Great question, though. I don't know if that was a question you guys asked me or I just came up with that. We got to bust out of here for just you guys right here. We'll leave this up for the world to see. What do we call this? Yeah, just Q&A? Awesome. All right, so I will see you guys. We're going to be going live with Lauren, who was a gladiator back in the day. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Ooh, who's on the line now?
No. Hey guys, real quick before I cut this off, that guy right there is Griff. I want to make this clear on video. I did not call him yesterday. I did not ask him to come over. It was not on my schedule or my request. But he showed up here yesterday at the house and cracked my back. Wow. I didn't know I needed it that bad. So here's something. I'm walking around in maybe discomfort, not knowing I'm in discomfort. He straightens my back and I'm like, wow, those little details. So I'm so happy he showed up yesterday. And again, even somebody that's been doing this as long as I've been doing this, you live with that pain and you get used to any kind of pain. It's always good to go get checked like that. And so it's gold. And I appreciate that, my man. He's over in Santa Monica for any of you guys. And he is, I don't know how at such a young age he got the gift.
Right.
He got the gift.
Kenji blessed.
Kenji kind of maybe did a little ceremony or something and fed that gift to him. But this guy, yeah, he can touch me and get me off in the easiest ways. I'll leave it there.